If traveling was on your vision board this year, you found the right video. Welcome to Net Ventures. This is my first video of the year. Happy New Year 2025. We are on the move. We are traveling. We want to see the world. We want to explore new cuisines. And if that sounds like you, you're in the right place, girl. Or guys. No discrimination here. Just wanted to start off by saying last year I had a lot of firsts. I was able to experience first class flights. I experienced my first cruise, and that's what brought this video on today. So I'm gonna give you all the tips and tricks that I experienced as a beginner that I wish I would have known before I went. So travel class is now in session. Grab your notebook or your phone and let's take some notes. First tip is to always arrive a day before. I can't stress that any bigger. Arrive a day before your cruise is set to sail. This is very important because you don't know if flights are going to delay, if traffic is going to be on the road, whatever. You don't want anything to stop your vacation, okay? Because when that ship sails out, it is not stopping for you.
Nope.
So make sure you arrive a day before and know the weather of your port before you're going. Number 2, you do not need a passport for domestic cruise travel. So when I say domestic, I mean a port that is located in the United States and that will loop back around to the United States. You do not need a passport. However, it is recommended to travel with your passport because it makes it a lot easier and you never know what may happen. Don't be one of those cruise runners that's trying to catch the cruise before they close those boarding doors. Because if you get stuck on that island, if you get stuck at whatever destination you're at, you're gonna have to fly yourself out of there. The cruise ship is not coming back for you.
Nope.
So, I say that to say, make sure you bring your passport. It is very encouraged. But if you don't have a passport, it is totally okay for you to travel on a cruise ship that round trips back to a domestic location in the United States. You just need a ID that was issued by the government. You need your birth certificate, your legal birth certificate, not a copy of it, the one that has the notarized stamp on it, okay? With that being said, there are some travel things changing this year, 2025. I know that the real ID is starting. So if you're gonna use your ID and birth certificate, make sure that you have the real ID, which has the star on it. And it's a process. I'm not sure how the process goes. I need to get mine as well. But when I do my process, I will be sure to make a video on it because it's very important that you remain able to travel. But let me back it up a little bit. Let me give you some terminology that you're gonna hear in multiple cruise videos, or whether you're online shopping for yourself or using me as your travel advisor. But details in the description. The main terminology for cruises would be embarkation day, disembarkation, and you have the forward, mid, and aft. You're gonna hear those terminologies a lot, along with mustard, station, and all of those. But we'll get into that later. Embarkation day is check-in day, the day that everybody's excited to start the weekend or your cruise vacation. So to reel it back in, embarkation day, you want to make sure that you are adhering to your check-in time. And there's controversy on whether you should check in early or check in later. No matter what time you check in, I feel like there's always going to be a crowd. And for me, with my first cruise, we decided to do an 11:30 a.m. check-in, which was pretty cool because we were able to start exploring the ship and everything like that. Now there's a caveat to that. Did not realize that the rooms would not be ready until 1:30. So I think that's why a lot of people choose to check in later, because the rooms are going to be ready. However, if you have your carry-on and that's it, you're more than welcome to go on the cruise. Now me, I did have luggage because I had came a couple days before the cruise day and like explored Florida a little bit, the Port Canaveral area. So I definitely would recommend choosing whatever check-in time you want to have. But if you do choose an earlier check-in time, I recommend you giving all of your bags to the check-in people. And that brings me to my next tip. Make sure you bring cash. I did not understand the importance of bringing cash on a cruise ship until I realized, oh man, I want to tip people, but I want to give it to them like right now. I don't want them to have to wait on it, or you know, whatever. When you're checking in, there are luggage attendants there that are taking your luggage, and they're going to be the one to, you know, take it to the cruise ship and give it to the staff to put at the rooms. Me and my mom, we felt so bad because we were like, do you have Cash App? Do you have Venmo? Do you have something that we can give you a tip? And he was such a nice gentleman, and he was like, you know what, ladies, just enjoy your cruise. Have a good time, okay? It is okay. But make sure you bring cash. It's not that they're asking for it, but in the back of their heads, they're expecting it because
they're dealing with your heavy luggage. So make sure you tip them.
And last but certainly not the least, that you enjoy yourself and have fun. The biggest regret I had for my embarkation day was not taking the time to just explore the ship instead of like, you know, just trying to relax or get ready for something or do something. I should have taken the time to explore the ship a little more. There was so much going on. My first cruise ever was a Royal Caribbean ship. So if you've been on a Royal Caribbean cruise, then you know they do it big. So it was very overwhelming in a good way, but I wish that I would have taken the time to kind of like tour the ship and see all of the places. There were some places that I didn't even go on the ship, didn't even realize was on the ship because I was just overwhelmed with everything that was going on. So embarkation day is definitely going to be an overwhelming experience because they're excited that you're on the cruise, you're starting your vacation. But make sure you take the time to tour the ship for yourself, which brings me to say, use the cruise app. The cruise app is so essential when you're on the cruise. It helps you, you know, book your reservations or see what's going on the ship. It actually has a map to show you where things are on the ship. There's so much you can do in that app. So just make sure that you are using it, okay? And make sure you do your research before you go, because you found me and you're watching me because you're doing your research, and I'm proud of you. So always do your research before you travel because you just want to familiarize yourself with your travel vacation that's coming up. That is all for today's video. That was my 5 major tips that I wanted to give to my beginners. And even if you're not a beginner, if you want to drop some pro tips down in the comments and let others know about cruising as well, let me know, because that was just my first one. I already have my second one booked. So just let us know what's going on. Definitely will be back with more videos about travel, especially cruising. And if you need help with your next vacation, I am a travel advisor. I will leave that information down below. Hopefully this video helped you in some kind of way for your next cruise vacation or gave you inspiration to cruise, because cruising is the life. Like, it literally has everything. And in my next video, I'll talk about that as well. But I love you guys so much. Happy travels, and I will see you for another video. Bye.